Innovative.
What's good, y'all? It's Coolazzcam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet. And today I'm here with the homies, and we want to talk some shit and laugh.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, make sure you tap in with our website, subscribe, www.theinnovativeculture.com. And while you at it, make sure you follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture. And we got a couple new faces in the building today, some great guests. But before we get to that, I got my co-host right here. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good? It's Tony Grams. Follow me on IG at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS, and my backup page, Tony Grams Comedy. And shit, we're gonna get into some comedy talk. See what's good.
Yeah, what's up? It's your man Brandon Broady, a.k.a. Broady the Joker, at Broady the Joker on all social media. I'm just happy to be here, part of the podcast. Tony, they treat me good, yo. They gave me a cold beverage, all right? He tried to offer me the clear beverage. He said, nah, that's for my phone, fam, and then gave me a nice cold beverage. So the hospitality here is fantastic.
Nice. Good to have you. Who else we got in the building?
Oh, me? Oh, okay, my bad,
It's
man.
on you. This your
It's
time.
your boy, Respect the Shooter. You can find me on Instagram at Ford Boys Films. That's Ford, like the car, Boys with an S, Films with an S. And I can do my hashtag?
All of it.
All right. And if you're really looking for me, you can find me at hashtag Your Girlfriend Knows My Real Name. But to you,
I seen my girl
Respect the
post that
Shooter.
one time.
Like, motherfucker. I knew it.
I don't even want to check that hashtag. It's going to get my
It's gonna
feelings
hurt my
hurt.
feelings.
Yeah, right?
Set myself up.
Like, bitch, is that Sarah?
What's good, everybody? It's your boy DJ Punch. You can follow me on Instagram at I am DJ Punch. You can follow me Facebook, Twitter, the whole Shabam Boo baby.
Shit, follow the FMAD podcast.
Follow the FMAD podcast while you at it. I didn't want to do the whole fucking intro.
Do all that, man.
That's what we here for.
Tell them what it is. Follow the FMAD podcast at the FMAD podcast on Instagram, and make sure you tap in with the show. You can catch me and Punch on there talking shit all the time.
Stupid shit.
But today, we're here to talk shit and laugh.
Yeah.
So, my party people,
What's good?
y'all want to talk about the traffic? Y'all want to talk about... Look,
I can talk about the traffic.
Yeah.
You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? I just got here. I was supposed to be here at 3 o'clock.
Y'all both got at the same time.
You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
both
Hey, I think that was Cam's way of letting y'all know y'all was fucking late.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk about the traffic? How did it look?
At
Show me a
3
picture.
o'clock on Wednesday was my call, nigga. I get here at 4:30 on Friday. By the time y'all seeing this, that's when I just got here. So whenever this joint dropped is when I just got here.
we call it CP time, right?
So they already started editing the motherfucker. They just filling me in.
This is
Post-edit.
We can
It's like
stick
it's a
in.
green. We just put a green screen.
Shoot it on Zoom at home. We'll fill you in, nigga.
He's just wearing a denim jacket and boxers.
Right.
Everything.
Be in front of a green screen. We'll patch you in. You know, you'll never see me and Tony dap up during this. We'll be really next to each other.
Niggas just pointing at each other.
Yeah. Hey, I see you there. You see me. I see you. Ain't even making eye contact right.
Man. That shit, you looking at his shoulder.
Yeah, Tony, that's my nigga Tony. Yeah.
Real shit.
Hey, on everything though, but do you really think that the traffic should be this bad with the gas prices?
Hell no.
Everybody talking about they sitting at home and all this shit. But
This is when they normally come out with those commercials to get on the metro. And then try to get everybody to get on the bus at the same time. Nobody want to do that shit.
The metro.
ride share.
The metro doesn't smell like piss anymore.
Man, which one?
That's how they gotta sell it.
Green line, the
Doesn't
red
smell
line.
as much as only
blue?
smells like poop now.
Yeah, vegan poop. Like, nigga, that shit is horrible.
Smooth buttery
It
beef.
ran through
Yeah,
Venice.
it's not meth, no meth smell.
I wouldn't be buttery.
No crack
actually.
pipes.
No crack.
butter.
No longer
Hey,
meth.
they got, what is that, smart butter? What's that smart, that's non-dairy? It's a butter they use.
She's shaking her head. It took us 3 minutes to start talking shit jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
She's like, these niggas.
We're already in. It's just over.
Hey, fuck that.
What about the smart butter, Tony? You use that shit?
Yeah,
or what?
no, I've used it before, but it's like
I
regular
can't believe
shit.
it's not butter.
Not
Is
that.
what
It's
shit?
like it's a whole
Smart
nother-
balance? Is it
Yeah,
smart balance?
Smart balance. That's the name.
Okay,
of
I
it.
was about to say, you getting some dumb butter
Yeah,
before?
smart butter. That old 99-cent store only butter. Nigga.
It's not 99 cents no more.
Yeah, it's like 107.
It's 129 now.
122 and shit.
I got
but-
3 toys, some pottery, and butter at the dollar store.
I wonder how they
2
lined
hours.
shit up at the 99 cent store and was like, we're going to go up on price on this, but not this.
Right,
this,
right.
but not this.
Oh, yeah.
Bottles of Brute. You know, them bottles of Brute they've been had since '93. Like these are 60 cent. We selling these 60.
You hit that clearance aisle.
That motherfucking, what's his name? Dr. Fizz? Not Dr. Pepper,
Dr.
but
Fizz.
his assistant, Dr. Fizz. I can't think they kept the price
The
on
homie
that.
Pip. It's the homie
This
Pip.
is nurse. Dr.
Dr. Pip to ER.
Nurse
Dr.
practitioner.
Pip. Nurse practitioner Dr. Pip to ER.
Nurse practitioner.
That nigga's a student. And he's like, yeah, I trained under Dr. Pepper. You know what I'm saying?
Like you come in with an emergency, I'll just wait.
Just let me know. I'll give him the scalpel when he needs it.
I trained under Dr. Pepper.
It's on the resume. I gotta make the resume
Right.
somewhere.
I studied at Cambridge. Like,
Nigga, you're a paramedic. You're the paramedic of soda. Goddamn.
damn. Not the paramedic.
You can only take blood pressure and temperatures.
Is it a dark cola? I can't treat it. I can't treat it. Oh, shit. Yeah, so what else has been good? How's everybody's week been going? What's the shit wanna... Anything weird happen? I'm just like, I'm trying
Hey man, there's a fucking war going on.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers
We
act
so
like that shit ain't going on.
desensitized, 'cause we desensitized.
That shit crazy. If that shit would have happened, I don't know how many years ago, motherfuckers would have really been tripping on
would've
some the
been
world's
singing.
ending type shit.
Niggas would have been singing "We Are the World"
Well,
in
they
front of like a
prepped
church.
us, you know what I'm saying? This is the same network. We're watching stuff from the media, right? But this is the same networks that have prepped us with showing us Squid Games, Tiger King. Like, niggas have seen everything now. We're like,
Facts.
a little
Real
bitch-ass
shit.
invasion.
And then, hey,
Whatever,
and
dog.
then they sprinkle the preppers in there, the prepping shows to show you how
Ain't nobody
to
gonna
fucking-
take that shit serious till like that shit getting bombed down the street.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
shit,
Like
yeah.
when that
Some
shit
shit
start
hit
getting
you.
that close to home, that's when it's
Like
really
that
gonna
picture,
affect
like
you.
that picture directly behind you, my nigga. Like if shit starts being off right there, okay, yeah, niggas are moving to Fiji.
Santa Barbara got bombed, like some crazy shit.
How close would it have to be for you to move to be like, fuck it, I'm out of here?
Like Santa Monica.
Santa Monica? That's too close. You got me fucked
That's
up, bro.
close enough.
They bomb Oxnard. I'm out this bitch.
Oxnard, no. If they bombed Oxnard, that missile missed. All right, let me tell you,
Like we gotta
that
get
was
rid of
not
all
their
of
first
them.
Trying
target.
to hit
That wasn't
Oxnard.
their first target.
They just
wants
gotta
to get
reach
rid of all
California
the
for me.
We was trying to get Ventura.
As soon as you say California,
No,
oh, okay,
everything.
nah, that's a
Real
problem.
shit.
We taking
Outta
Sherman
here.
Oaks out. Like,
Who's that specific? I would hate to find out that somebody like on the other side, even on the other side of the country, knows what fucking city Oxnard is.
Oh,
they're
man.
looking at the map like, it's 1,000 Oaks or Sherman Oaks?
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta be like somebody in entertainment, like an actor or something, because you know normally you would get sent out to Oxnard for jobs or shit at some point.
It'd be weird though. We'd lose someone major. They'd be like, "Yeah, Denzel was shooting a film in Oxnard. That's why they were bombing."
Oh,
why
Anderson
was he
Paak's from
out there?
Oxnard.
Anderson Paak.
He'd be home and get fucking bombed.
He would.
I thought he was
Everybody be
from
upset.
Hawthorne.
Nah, he's from Oxnard.
I swear I thought he was from Hawthorne.
Listen, I lived in Oxnard for a year, bro. They treat that man like everywhere you go. You go to the barbershop, you go to the
He like
grocery
the
store.
Kardashians
That's
in
like
Glendale.
their. That's like their.
That's
you
day
know
one.
Anderson Paak? It's like he's from
got
here.
one.
You know Anderson?
They got a bronze statue of that nigga on Main Street, just
Like with a
playing guitar, playing drums
With a
and shit.
Kango.
Drums, yep.
Get some gazelles on and shit. Like.
That's how they act out there, bro.
Impact we trust. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. Yeah, that shit. Other than that, yeah, I mean, like I said, it is like desensitized. Shit is like people become desensitized to shit, and it's like, you know, it's not that you don't acknowledge it. It's just like, all right, what am I gonna do? Well, it's like that shit gonna happen either way. You can speak up and be like, oh, it's not right, and I'm against it, or yeah, I ain't cheering for like tragedy, but
Well, here's the thing, though. If that does happen, like if we did go into some kind of nuclear situation, let me be in the epicenter of that bitch. Because if you get hit with the epicenter, nigga, you Thanos snap away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't even feel that shit.
I don't
You-
want to know 2 years later something happens. to us.
Yeah, like on those other perimeters, that's when it's like, nigga, what? Am I
Everything
growing
shriveled
another
off.
arm?
You're pissing.
Everything's
You're
shriveled
pissing.
off.
Hey, now you pissing and your dick fall off 2 years later. It's not on.
Thanos snap.
you just like do that little dust away. Just float away.
I'm scared, Mr. Stark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like why won't he fade? Like, he's just still there. Like,
Yeah, that epicenter, outside epicenter, nigga, half your arm fades. It's just
Yeah.
like, nigga, the rest
you gonna
of
grow new shit, then other shit gonna fall off.
What's the
And then,
epicenter?
Like a reptile.
like where the bomb directly hits,
Yeah.
you know, so you have a perimeter, like a radius.
Just
of,
wherever,
like,
whenever
where-
something happens.
What's the
maybe,
radius
like
of a
earthquake.
nuclear bomb? First and foremost, because like,
think
it depends on the size of the bomb.
And it like
400 miles?
Or is
Nah,
it-
it ain't.
because
Well,
you talking about Santa Monica, it could be Oxnard and still hit us. You
or
should
is
have
it
been
4
moved,
miles? I think 4
motherfucker.
miles. I'm tripping.
Look,
I think
got-
it might be 4 miles.
let me see what the
Some of them was like
4 miles. That's fucking.
Yeah,
That's too
a
much,
city.
bro. That's a whole city.
Take out Whittier or some crazy shit.
That's
like-
Bellflower. Go front. That's Bellflower.
Okay, it says within a 3.7 mile radius of a 1 megaton bomb, blast waves would produce 180 blah blah blah. Basically, if you lit, like that whole downtown would be fucked up. That neighboring like Pasadena would be fucked up. The radiation will probably spread to Long Beach, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what they
fallout,
get
that
you. Yeah, the
fallout.
fallout will get all the way out there.
That shit
That's
crazy.
sad. The day that San Pedro is cleaner than Long Beach in the
Man.
air, you know, like
It's all clear out there.
San Pedro over there sitting like we breathing still.
It's a good day outside.
Everybody got their little pookies and
I
shit.
think the smog and all that shit out there would just, combat the
it would push the cloud back.
You would hope, though, but it would make
overpower.
more of a blanket, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit wouldn't even be
Yeah.
able to get back into the atmosphere. LA would be dark as shit for probably like a good 2, maybe 6 months, yo.
Probably a year, shit. Depending on what it hit, on where it lands.
And that's when the zombies come out too, bro. Like it's I'm telling you,
The
nigga.
fallout is like, you got to worry about the survivors. You ain't got to worry about
when the
You feel me,
pandemic
right?
when the pandemic started, I was driving down the streets, taking the streets all the way to close to LAX, and I would drive.
He was looking
past
for a way
crackheads.
out.
I would drive past crackheads, bro, and it'd be still dark, and you catch a crackhead crossing the street, and this is when the pandemic was early, so I'm thinking these motherfuckers turning into zombies and shit, bro. The way they would walk and everything, I'm like, this shit real.
It's like the crazies and shit. Like,
The best twist to this story though is that we team up with the crackheads because they're immune to zombie bite, yo.
Exactly.
And we're like,
They're frontliners.
you need frontliners. You need
Y'all ever-
crackheads in your troop.
Y'all ever seen World War Z?
yeah. That's just crazy.
Something got to be wrong with you for them to leave you the fuck alone.
Exactly. They ain't gonna fuck with the crackheads.
They ain't gonna fuck with
running by all
crackheads.
the sick
Real
niggas
shit.
and shit.
We gonna start hiring crackheads to defend us in front of the house and shit.
I'm gonna go one further. I'm gonna hire some PCP heads. Them niggas have super strength,
Man.
dog.
We don't want
They
they
already
blood.
seeing zombies.
We don't want
their
they
blood.
These niggas got hepatitis.
Got the vegan zombies out there.
The blood. Zombies. Ugh.
Oh shit!
The zombies saying,
Magic Johnson out there trying to still tell people he got AIDS to keep the zombies from killing them. He's like, no,
I
they don't
just
want
bought the LA Kings. I just bought the LA Kings. Like, nigga,
Hey, y'all been watching that show?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
I feel like it's cold that's how they started the show. Like him in the hospital finding out that he got it.
Damn.
Like
Oh,
that.
shit. I
Then they
never
work
seen that.
backwards.
Yeah.
Damn.
oh, that's how it
shit was-
started?
That's how
I
it
didn't even know
started. That
that.
shit was cold.
The very first scene is him in the hospital.
Oh shit! You know what? I need to go back and watch. I was.
It's on HBO
Still
Max.
I was still making a
Yeah.
snack and shit, letting my you know your Netflix like and the show ain't even really start yet. Yeah, I got time. I came in when John C. Reilly was on screen or some shit.
I like the way they depicted Dr. Bust. They didn't make him look like some like uptight professional type. They had him
He
like,
with the business.
He had to be with the business to do that shit. But that's how businessmen in the 70s, especially, that's how they were, bro. You
Like
watch
drinking
Anchorman,
scotch.
motherfuckers was like
they
that.
had like scotch and everything, and smoking cigars at the office. And
Well, what's the difference right now? We drinking water and smoking weed. I mean, we at the office essentially.
much.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's the
kind
same
of
shit.
It's kind of like
They just
say
doing
that.
it on a bigger scale.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
at the Playboy Mansion and all that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What was his name that he had played basketball? He had embarrassed him at the game. I mean, at the party.
Oh, that was actually Norm Nixon.
Norm Nixon.
And Norm Nixon's a comedian. That's his son, Norm Nixon.
Oh,
Jr.
that was his son?
Yeah, I don't know. You know Norm Nixon Jr.
sounds familiar.
He's a comedian, bro. His
Sounds like
his
hella
Instagram
familiar.
is Thump Nixon. He's funny. He's actually the son of his mom is Debbie Allen.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, and his mom and his dad's Norm Nixon. So it's funny. I almost want to ask him, like, nigga, why didn't they ask you to play your father's role? But he's a lot shorter than than Norm Nixon was.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Legit.
I never knew
For the
that.
Norm Nixon for being short. Shit.
Yeah,
Shout out to him.
Norm Nixon Jr. Man, he's literally a LA comedian, bro.
That's what's
dope.
up.
Tap in with
The
it.
LA comedians
shit.
this week, we on the come up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, speaking of that, what do you think? Well, it's already made its rounds, like with the whole like T.I. and then T.I. and Godfrey shit, and then like it just seems like everybody's kind of like everything's like splintering off.
I found out something new. I found out that it was actually Godfrey's show. It wasn't like he popped up at the
he was the
whatever.
headliner.
It was his show.
And what he said, he didn't even come at T.I. on some like, like he just said if it was anybody,
He don't watch the show.
He said I've had like comedians doing this shit for a few years. It'll be like, can you watch me? And I'll be like, no, like why?
What happened exactly?
He just like he performed in I think it was
who
in
did?
Atlanta.
T.I.?
Godfrey.
Oh, Godfrey.
And, but then they brought T.I. up after him.
Yeah.
And he kind of was like, well, as a headliner, nobody's supposed to go up after you. You're supposed to be.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
you're supposed to go to the show,
So that's one I didn't sit and watch him because why would I sit and watch somebody after me, no matter who it is, even if it wasn't T.I., if it's a new nigga, he goes, it just doesn't make sense. So I bounced, but they were kind of reviewing his set and they were like kind of clowning it. Not really, Godfrey wasn't talking shit, but the other like podcasters were kind of going in on it, which was like, honestly, it was like warranted because it wasn't like it was fire. And one of the hosts said that he said, like, okay, we're saying like he's holding his own and he's doing good, but if this was any other comedian,
You'd be like, nah.
we'd be like, this nigga's garbage, get him the fuck out of here, and never book this dude again. We'd be laughing. He said we'd be giving this nigga hell right now, which is true. But because it's T.I., it's like
it's a celebrity. It's a celebrity pass, and I actually I've seen him a couple times, and then I spoke to him too, legit after he was opening for Donnell at Ontario Improv, and I got to like, and again he didn't go after Donnell, he went before Donnell, so people who came to see Donnell, it was still the headliner thing, so I could see how Godfrey feels kind of upstaged in that regard, you know, because it's like.
Why put anybody up after me, let alone somebody
I
else?
get the celebrity. I think the best thing to do right now, because T.I. respects the craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I definitely I was giving him some tags on some shit. You know what I'm saying? He was listening to me, and it was amazing to be able to be in a position where. This is something I've been doing for 16 years, bro.
Shit from you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's able to, like, if I need some bars, you know where the fuck I'm going. If I need 24s, cars and clothes, you know, or if I,
24 cars.
He gonna be making phone calls. Remember that punchline I gave you, T.I.?
Remember that time?
I need a verse.
But because he respects the craft, I don't think that he would personally even have a problem, like, just always, you know, going before the headliners in those situations. I can only imagine maybe he got there a little later. He was pushed in at the last moment.
Well, that's what he said. He said he was actually in a meeting with some people, and one of the people owned like the spot where they were actually doing the comedy show, and then they were just like, oh, well, we're going to a show now, and he came along, and then they were like, you can go up, and then he just happened to go up.
Yeah,
so.
and see, that's also, and I treat that to the staff. I kind of put that on the staff too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta like give your comedian, the headliner, their due respect.
So that's what he was saying.
Like ask him if it's okay with Godfrey. Hey, Godfrey, you know what I'm saying? Before you close out, or tell the host even. You know, like some communication needs to happen so it doesn't feel, so you don't feel upstaged. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but at the same time, I feel like T.I. should have understood what Godfrey was saying. And come to the understanding that there are a lot of people that travel up that, you know, that same route to do comedy, and for him to even say that some people are an exception and I am the exception, it's like, okay, I understand that in that night, but if that's the case, don't get mad at Godfrey for feeling the way he feel. Don't say nothing to Godfrey for feeling the way he feel, and you feel like because he didn't say it to you in your face and he acted cool, well, because he understood the moment at the time.
Right.
So what do you think he gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anybody.
So now here's the thing. I think with the beauty, the harmony in this is what now you have Godfrey say, hey, look, so my next show, I want you to feature.
Exactly.
We're going to do a bigger arena. We're going to do a motherfucking arena this time.
Yeah. Which I think is where it got left off. Period. So you know what I mean? Where it was like, all right, I respect what you do. You respect what I do. Fine. And like I was gonna ask, like when was that show with Donnell? Was it after the situation? Supposed?
I don't know. When did the situation happen?
Because it's been about a month. Yeah, month and a half.
Because I feel like this was almost about around a month ago.
Okay, so what I'm saying is maybe even after that he was like, oh, you know what? I said what I said, but maybe he fucking right.
Yeah, because I haven't seen T.I. as of recent hit the stages. I don't know if he's probably.
It's just, that's what I guess he's been like doing. He did like he popped in at a Crack 'em Up.
Because he's popping Crack 'em Up. He did Laugh Factory, Chocolate Sundays. He did Improv.
He did like pretty much, and that was the big hubbub. Everybody was tripping like, well, how he got all these. That's the spot everybody got to work to, and he kind of just hit all of them within a week. When you know, and it was. I felt that. I seen more other. I felt a certain way, and I felt like because I'm newer in this shit, I ain't even gonna try to go all hard and like talk shit. And then I started seeing older comics that I know that was kind of like, and more not even going in on him about the promoters. About like certain shit. Even with the Shaq, that was the flyer of. It was like comedian Tip Harris on Shaquille O'Neal's All-Star, and like that one kind of, and like just off that, and it was like at 5 weeks in, 3 weeks in, it's like comedian. It just seemed kind of. So it's like.
Can I ask you a question as comedians? Do you guys get upset that people like T.I. or like Blake Griffin will get like bigger shows just because of their name?
Not at all, and the reason is because like the funny outsells anything. You know what I'm saying? And realistically, like I'm so confident in my funny that I'll be in positions where I'm going to have big people that are going to be at the shows. And like in Godfrey's stance, I'm okay with somebody coming up as long as I'm getting the respect as the comedian, you know, because right now we're in a situation where we have a lot of social media comedians, you know, people they got their started on social media and they're selling out shows, they're getting booked on all these weekends and all that, and I get it. So all that means to me is like, nigga, just get your social media, because if you become that double threat in that regard, like the comedy, the stand up is the hardest thing in my opinion. That's the hard shit.
Definitely.
It's not. I mean, I'm not gonna belittle anyone's sketches or anything that goes viral and all that.
But you can't reshoot stand up.
The stand up is something
Like,
that
in front of a full
you can't
room
re-edit.
that
You can't be
paid
like
money to see you.
Like, let me do that joke again, and now, this time I'm gonna wait
like,
2 more beats. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta.
You can't hit control
It's
alt
right
delete
there.
on the crowd.
Nah. You just gotta listen to your tape from
it's
that
more
night and
organic
see where
that way.
people were laughing, where they weren't laughing. You can't edit right there on the spot.
Just gotta learn, yeah.
So I think that like I'm not upset with that, but I do like see that it makes sense. And it just motivates me to be like, all right, well, I got to take the social media seriously because these bookers are taking it seriously. And it's anything that you had to do prior to even social media. You had to have an audition reel. You had to have headshots. You had to play the game to a certain capacity, and then until you get so famous
That's
that
real shit.
you don't need that shit.
An agent and like manager and an agent. Like, you need to like all that shit or like nothing.
Publicist,
Yeah,
all
all
that.
that shit or nothing. You didn't get shit. Like so, shit has come a long way where you can do the work yourself, and it pays off if you actually working and trying to like and putting yourself in those right areas.
Now, what I will say is unfair, and this is you know, the booty chicks, the booty models. You know what I'm saying? Now, they've been showing their ass for 3 years on the gram. Now I'm getting bumped because she showed her. Like I can't even compete with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna start busting it open on my gram just to fucking get some spots. Fuck all that.
I've done like shows and it'd be like a chick that's like a porn. Oh, I'm the #3 ranked Pornhub video this month. And I'll be like some little like Barbie looking chick, and she'd be like, "Vote for my video."
And they be bombing on stage.
Yeah, literally,
Bombing.
like on, but it's like you on Sunset, like bombing horribly, but you telling everybody to vote, like looking at your phone.
I sucked
kinda
so much
doing-
dick yesterday.
Yeah.
How much dick did you suck?
Low-key getting offended when anybody says something or a heckler starts throwing kind of sex shit back off of what you're saying. It's like, hey, sir. Like, it's like, what the fuck are we here doing?
Why did you announce that, bitch?
Yeah, it was it's
I would have done that at the end of the set.
But it's
If you're gonna talk
understandable.
about anything like that, do it at the end of the set. So at least
Announce it at the end, yeah.
And it's the same thing I feel like, just like with just all comics and the shit just going down. Even like, all right, now with just speaking of like comics, just the shit with DL, because even DL said he thought it was cool that T.I. is doing it, like let him do the shit. And ain't nobody gonna say stop doing it.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just feel like if you see somebody that's like, I think just as a person that's in shit, it's almost like some like street shit. If you see somebody that really, you kind of went through your shit to be from the hood, and then you see somebody else that's just like there, and it's kind of like, nigga, you didn't really kind of go through the. You
Look,
can't
it's
look
how
at
the
them
little
as like,
homies felt
you
when Chris
respect
Brown
little-
got put on. It's how all the little homies felt when Chris Brown got put on.
And Soldier, what about
And
Big
Soldier Boy, yeah. That's how they felt. They was like, man, we over here going through these ranks to
Yeah.
become big homies and shit. And
It
this
just- and
motherfucker
not- and
just
not
get put on the
complaining.
hood.
Like the honorary like frat shit.
No,
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's like,
yeah.
and not complaining about the road you got to take. Like he said, he's been doing it 16 years. I'm only like 3 years in, so it's like, but it's. I'm not complaining to be like, man, I should be doing the shit he doing, because it's fucking 16. That's anything over the time you put in. It's like, so I can't be like, man, why I ain't get the show he get, or why there's
have no opinion.
no matter what he gets, it's like he earned it. He's worked for it. So when you kind of see somebody that's like, and you not complaining about your position, and you do see something else, somebody that's just like skipping the line, and it do kind of like make you like, damn, nigga, like that's I feel you're allowed to feel that way, but you ain't gotta hate and just
And just
like,
I know where I was when in my 3 years. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I did the fucking work, bro. Like I was literally going up like damn near every night, and I was absolutely writing every day. Like I got composition notebooks on composition notebooks to show that shit. You know, now my process is a little bit different. I mean, I still look at my past self so that I can work harder in that regard. But it does, when you see people that get that streamline to the big shots, you're like, yo, like I've been putting that motherfucking like work in.
hard
you know
work
what I mean?
in, yeah.
And so like I do respect T.I. in that regard, because like he's putting the work in. He's hitting the stages, and it's like he's not getting, even on some jokes that he's not getting the last, he's not cussing the audience out. He's not getting discouraged from that
I've
shit.
seen niggas that's like do that, like regular comics. Like,
Yeah.
hear that ticking?
Yeah, I hear that ticking.
You got a metronome
What was
on?
that?
Some she was over there.
Somebody
like,
put their fake ass
she was
Rolex
trying
up
to
the
hypnotize.
somebody was tapping or
Oh,
something.
Dr. Sleep and shit.
Wouldn't the get out?
Yeah, she had a little teacup.
She over here.
But yeah, it's a lot of shit. Even what you think about the D.L. Hughley and Kanye shit.
I know. I mentioned it on the last episode, right? I think that's when it first started.
Now it's like,
now
it's like erupted. Yeah.
Where are we now with it?
Yeah,
I mean,
now
I know that.
give me the
death
timeline. 'Cause I
threats.
know did Kanye shoot first or did DL shoot
Well,
first?
DL didn't really shoot first. He was just on Vlad.
He was giving an opinion.
And Vlad asked him some shit. They were talking about the whole divorce shit. And he just said, well, if that was my daughter, that shit wouldn't go like that. I wouldn't, ain't nobody gonna be kind of like, being weird to my daughter like that just as a father.
That's understandable.
And so Comedy Hype took it and made it like, they kind of worded it like DL checks. That's what they said.
DL checks
Kanye. And it's so it seemed to the people that didn't see that previous interview, he just coming for him, but it wasn't the interview. It was a Vlad interview that's chopped into 100,000 pieces. And even Vlad didn't even name it that. They named it that.
But who's gonna check him?
Yeah, exactly.
Caitlyn? What the fuck?
Yeah, so it just was and then he was like, I'm coming for
Now,
you.
I watched the title. I saw the title, but didn't watch the video, right? So here I am thinking the whole time. I come into the show telling everybody, man, how DL out here checking Kanye? What's good? They're like, nah, that's not how it was.
They just spun it on.
That's the way they titled it.
I think that's just because a lot of people don't like Vlad.
But
so they just take shit and just try to put it. Then it'll just fall on him that he.
But they didn't put Vlad in the title?
Yeah, but they'll guarantee it'll still fall on Vlad. Give it it's about 4 months, and this will be Vlad's
How many
fault.
people have tried to fight Vlad in the past?
It's he got security, so they don't try. he said that shit on the interview. He said my security's instructed if I get shot, a gun, shoot them in the head, even if I'm already down. He said I paid them that's in a contract.
I paid top money
just for headshots.
Yeah, for headshots.
They still want that check.
Yeah, so Vlad is just people he's a scapegoat, I think. But
they gonna leave a line do we still get paid? You sure we getting paid?
Yeah,
right? I know you on your way
the
out.
money order. The money order's in the mailbox.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But
He give you the key as he's dying.
Yeah.
Here's
204
security deposit.
Thank you, Vlad. Now, be quiet. Be with God. Be with God.
Just be with God. Hold his neck. Just
hold it gently. Ever since
in the bosom of the Lord. But
I didn't know what Vlad looked like for the longest.
a lot of people didn't.
He was always behind the camera.
Yeah, he was just that voice. But
so then after that, Kanye, he charged back.
He got a low key death threat to DL. He screenshot it his when you Google a nigga name and it pop up where they live. And it was like Calabasas, that ain't far. And I got this and that. I got people that I can get you hurt and all this shit.
And then he said, "Why don't your people help you get mental health?"
Yeah,
or
why
something
won't people
that?
when they on the way to Calabasas to kill me? I'll tell them to stop at CVS and pick up your prescription.
Yeah.
And so it was you ain't gonna get a fucking comedian, a veteran.
First and foremost, DL's with shit.
He's a roast man.
I don't think you guys know.
He's a roast man.
He's from 136.
Look,
never line.
Hey, I was just telling her that. I was just telling her that on the way here.
Man.
We were in the car and I was telling her that on the way here, and I was like, I feel like people think comedians in general or just people that aren't in some shit about telling you how tough they are or me. And I'm like, niggas, I literally said, I was like, this nigga's really from 130. And I'm sure has more respect on a level of niggas that didn't get out the game, that didn't tell jokes, that went full head and that are still around here in these streets that might take. It just seems like
how many people you think DL took their phone call and was like, nah, leave him alone.
Probably, you never know. Because a lot of
Don't touch him.
That's the thing. A lot of that goes on in LA, and that's how a lot of weird shit happens. Because niggas think somebody's not connected or somebody is because of somebody they paying around them, and it's like, nigga, that's for sure. It's certain people that don't have to tell you. But it's just when you start threatening a nigga because of an interview, and you a billionaire, that's just kind of like, bro, come on, It just seems like the people, that's where I always go with it. It just seems like the people around him, he removes if you speak up. It's like, hey, bro, that ain't a good idea. And then the people that, kind of dick ride or yes man, he kind of that's who's there. So it's even I was watching last night, I was just sitting in the car smoking, watching the Whack 100 on No Jumper, and that was he was just kind of going in on DL, like Adam asked him, and he's like, yeah, he's a fucking coon. Straight, I'm like, damn, man, how's DL Hughley a coon?
Someone showed up to Wax. I saw some clip. Someone showed up to his house the other night, was calling that nigga to come outside and shit, yo.
It
was on World Star. That's my news.
Yeah,
Your eye face is my news.
Yeah,
Star.
grind wave. Yeah, that's the World. I didn't even know World Star still was cracking. Like,
I
They
mean,
gonna-
you
it's
see a
very- it's
woman get hit
alive.
by a bus, a big booty, and then shit like Wacko 100 shit. You know what I'm saying?
I missed the fight compilations.
yeah, I mean, that's when it was like
That was
mid.
my shit.
That's when it was like going back down.
But World Star became the synonym with fight.
Yeah, but it was
shit.
like it went from like underground music to like music that niggas that should be on the radio that aren't to then to like to beef videos
Yeah,
like niggas
yeah.
threatening like
Yeah.
rappers you ain't seen Mr. Cheeks threatening like Daz.
I skip
Like,
over
why
the
the fuck
mu-
is Mr. Cheeks threatening Daz, nigga? Like,
You want the lights, camera, action.
What year was this?
Like 06, 05, maybe like
On
06.
World
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
then
well,
he
something like
then he
that.
came back and started dissing.
It was probably
50.
some old Lost Boys.
He
in
was
the
mad.
dog.
Listen,
50,
the first
50
thing-
on I'm So Hood 50 through the cheek shit is whack now, and he came and made a video dissing 50, like sitting on some stoop smoking a blunt, like, oh, I'm whack now, nigga, like talking shit to 50. I remember that shit, but that's what World Star was built on.
You know what
just
brought me to World Star?
hip-hop.
Cat Stacks.
Yeah, because then it turned to porn. Because then it turned to lightweight porn.
I remember Cat
honestly.
Stacks going over there.
It was
They
like
had all the strippers on there that was just dancing and getting naked.
It was World Star Uncut.
And
then I was like, it was like
the
it was
honeys.
porn.
They were giving them like
They had Brian Pumper
They
on
were
there.
managing them, yo. They were
Yeah.
like World Star honeys. Like
Yeah.
some of them were getting the logo tatted on their
Yeah.
titty. You know?
Cubana
Cat
Lux.
Stacks.
Yeah, Cat Stacks.
That's it. That's all I was saying.
I remember it was like that. It became like porn. Like it just kind of shifted into like porn. Like bitches giving head and staircases and shit, and like weird shit like in the projects and just. Well, and then it was kind of the fight videos. Then it was like the World Star acronym, and
Yeah.
it just hit as far as like everything.
Yeah.
Of like, and then it was just a whole of all just fights, beef. It was just negativity.
Yeah, real shit.
Like that's why I had to stop watching it because I found myself.
You
in
feel like you
comments.
gotta take a shower after
Yeah,
sometimes you watch World Star. Like,
you
what,
arguing with niggas in the comments.
what the fuck did I just do for an hour and a half?
You like you
yo,
get mad, like, and there's moments I've been on World Star literally laughing, reading comments, laughing at a video, but laughing my ass off at the comments.
Comments are funny.
for like an
Comments are
hour,
great.
a solid hour in tears. Nobody else there, and I'm just smoking, just
I do
reading
that
this
shit with Instagram.
Man, yeah, it's,
That's the new comic, bro.
That shit-
That's the new
I've
comic.
done that.
World Star will have nothing to do with the video.
At all.
Niggas are arguing with it. You
That
know what I'm
shit
saying?
is- I was
It'll be
mad.
so raised like all black people eat like monkeys and shit. Like what?
you be like, what the fuck is
The gangbang.
They were. This was a reveal of the new BMW.
That shit didn't have nothing to do with
Isn't
it.
it just so random? Fuck you dirty motherfucker.
The new
Like,
concept I8. Man, all niggas are monkeys. Whoa!
You niggers love watermelon. Like, what the fuck?
They got a whole
First,
fake ass
I mean,
cartoon.
reply.
They made a
First.
cartoon as they fucking icon.
Right, right.
But you always see that first. That was
yeah.
the one first. And then you be like, you ain't first, bitch.
I know the shits I
Like,
skip
niggas
right over.
arguing,
If that
like-
music video says user submitted, nigga,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Fighting over
no
who
one's
was
watching
first.
no shit.
Hey, I never look at a user
Label submitted,
Ever.
user submitted. I'd be like, ah.
Ever. Like, nah. There's some nigga just standing in front of his car.
Yeah.
He doing a
We
little,
got money. We got bitches. We them niggas.
Yeah, they just doing that little flop.
Like
But see,
this-
speaking of just internet shit, like when you started doing like internet videos, because I know you did a lot of like just classic shit, just period. But was it like already in comedy? Was it just shifting back?
videos?
Yeah.
Oh
like, yeah.
man, I mean, while we on it, like hell, the first video that I had go viral was or excuse me, one of them was I did a parody to Waka Flocka Flame. I did hard in a paint. I did hard when I paint, so I had everyone dressing like with berets,
hard
like real. I go hard when I
I
motherfucking
remember
paint,
that.
nigga. and so I had girls like finger painting on each other all sexually and everything. It was
shit.
funny as hell.
Ken.
I had that, and then I had one for the DMV area, the Go-Go Guitar Hero. That was a big
That's
popular
what I'm
one.
saying.
That was super.
Yeah,
that
Go-Go
went-
big out there.
Go-Go's
yeah.
huge. So I did this Go-Go Guitar Hero, like a white family playing their Guitar
That's
Hero,
funny as
and then
hell.
now they're transported to the Go-Go. So that those two, but like World Star put my Waka Flocka Flame joint on early, bro.
That's dope.
To the point I had Cray Sean. You remember Cray Sean?
Yeah, white girl mom.
Man, she was like, she's sharing my shit on Twitter. I was like,
Gucci.
oh, nigga, I've been out here for 6 months and I'm already out the way,
Dang,
bro.
that's
I'm out
dope.
the way. I'm good.
Even like just when I got here and homie TV was just like we were doing some shit earlier and he showed me his phone. He was like, man, I had something I was gonna show you that's funny as hell. And he kept like looking for it. We sitting here and he showed it and it's the sketch with you, Tony Baker, where you don't know when to give up.
Oh,
and
and
literally
when they got too much heart.
Yeah, and he just backslapping you, and I'm like, nigga that's on the way here right now. He like, what? That shit was just
Oh,
to
that's
me.
funny
Like,
as
we
hell.
were laughing about that because that shows like one the work. when it's like something like he didn't even know, like literally, like just
That was before Tony was as big as he is too. You know what I'm saying? We used to get together and just shoot. Yeah. Because I used to go to open mics with Tony Baker, man, and I always like, yo, this motherfucker is like on some super funny. Like y'all, I was like, yo, like I would laser focus on him, yo, because his stuff, it was so out there, but he was able to always bring it back. You know, he'd commit to his joke, but he'd always bring it back. I'm sure he doesn't tell his joke anymore, but he used to talk about because he used to host Crack 'em Up Thursdays too, him and DC Irvin for a while. And I'm telling you, like, they made that room so popping. Like people would literally wait there. And Tony used that his joke about like horror, like serial killers and horror movies and shit. Like he was like, "Yo, we all scared. We looking at this stuff, but what's their shoe wear like? You ever nobody ever seen what their feet, what their shoe game is, you know?" And you start. It was just one of those funny random, but he commits to the joke, yo. And it's like so damn funny.
That's super dope.
I don't know why it got me thinking though.
Yeah, it's like Black Air Forces. Like Black Air Forces. Like, I felt like that's what they all wear.
I think he said something like you look down, the nigga had slippery Earls on. Like, you ain't catching me in no dress shoes.
Slippery Earls.
Some gators and shit. Some orange gators. But that was it. Seeing that and just seeing all of the work, and it's always, even from like Roast Me, even with that shit, I see they bringing that, they're actually bringing it back.
Yeah, they just hit me up about it too.
That's super dope. That's fucking dope.
I think I'll be on some more of them joints too.
That's super dope.
I checked out a couple of them.
Yeah.
Them is real good, man. I like them.
It's fun, man. It's all love too. Like these guys are. I mean, it's funny as hell because I mean, initially I came in on when they were trying to pitch the show. So it was like me, Billy Sorrells, Craig Smith, Chris Sneed, and I think Tahir was in the room, and Pat was kind of doing the camera. Pat wasn't even technically, I don't think, had a vision of even being on the show at that point, right? He just wanted to produce this new roasting show. Yeah. And in the first season, as you saw, we were spinning around on a revolving like pit type of thing. And they realized that format was cool. It looked cool, but it just wasn't organic because we were doing cuts and takes. It was when they realized we got to do this shit live. It is what it is. 45 minutes of just roasting in the classroom setting. That's when it became what it was.
And that's how y'all started changing up the backdrop. Y'all was going different sets.
Yeah, math class, music class, science class.
The kitchen one time.
This was about to be it's about to be science classroom this next season.
Oh, that's dope.
So we like to integrate the stuff in the classroom with the roast
you can use
too.
props and shit. Yeah.
That's what I think when it was in the kitchen, or that might have been a class. He told that nigga he lost a fight with a corn dog.
That was a holiday episode, like
shit.
Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that.
Yeah, I got Boo Capone on there too, because Boo used to hang out after the end of the Crack 'em Up Thursdays on the Belly Room, and he'd always, even whether or not he went up that night, he'd say, "All right, hold on, we gonna do something real quick. We gonna freestyle and bag." He calls it bagging. But we'd go up there, and then whoever wanted to step up and roast. And I was like, yo, this motherfucker's funny as shit. I told Pat about him. Next thing you know, Boo was on the show. And then Boo's now like a fan favorite, dog. People love Boo Capone, man.
Yeah.
He's dope.
And I'm happy for him. Like, I'm tremendously happy for him. Because he walks around here. He tells motherfuckers, like, hey, I don't know if you probably recognize me from the Roast Me, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's his.
I did some shows with Boo
a couple times.
That nigga wild. That nigga's, like I said, super cool.
Very cool, yeah. He's 100.
That nigga, man.
What was probably like your favorite experience working with that? With Roast Me.
Well, Roast Me? Well, shit, when I was doing well, nigga, because there be times
when I do well.
Yeah, because there's time. I mean,
everything is freestyle. Like,
it's
everything.
off the dome. I mean, I don't know if niggas go home and write their jokes, but
like niggas know who gonna be on the show the next day.
Yeah,
like,
you know, like
that. I'll go home prepared for everybody.
But you never see. I don't know who's showing up, so it's like I could prepare for the main motherfuckers that I know, kind of ish. Yeah. But like, I think it's really more fun to just go off the top of the dome, no prep. I mean, we'll come in, and the funny thing is, before we even get to the set, you know, niggas are already like ready to sizing each other up. So sometimes motherfuckers can't hold it in. Like Doughboy would burn some of his jokes.
He already
before we even came into the room. So then when he said them on the thing, it was like maybe the second time he already said something. So it wasn't that it wasn't funny. Sometimes it was like because niggas already said it.
Yeah. So everybody not gonna react the same way.
Yeah. So I would come in, I would let niggas like, even whether they started roasting me or whatever, I'd be like, oh, okay, I see you, cool, because I didn't want to burn none of my shit, you know.
Yeah.
But then
like, I'm gonna hold on to mine.
Yeah. But the other thing too is you get jumped. Now that's where it gets difficult, man. That's
everybody got heat for you.
Because it's like once you just trying to like get on one nigga for some shit, but it's like a 1-on-1 is not a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? I can do a 1-on-1, but when it starts being 2, now you got 3 niggas and you're like, what about? It's coming in all directions.
Look at you.
Like he the one one in the hot seat. We all supposed to be getting on him. I seen that a couple times.
You get tagged up so much. That's why your mama dead. Like, whoa. Like,
Let's go nuclear.
and go to
You just hit the
detention.
button.
And they be like, all right, somebody got to go to detention.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cool down real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's over. That shit's hilarious. So.
I like when people would call in or send messages, things like that. They would send in jokes.
Yo, yeah.
They would do the
That was fun.
Facebook streams. Those was dope because you get people like from everywhere that's not even in the room with y'all.
Yeah.
You can't even really respond or reply to that. Try to
You don't know what
defend
they
yourself.
look like. I found it crazy during the quarantine. We would go on Clubhouse. Some of my homies set up some roast rooms, yo, and I found it's an interesting muscle to flex. We were literally roasting people on Clubhouse. Now, obviously, you can't see what people look like on Clubhouse. All you have to work on is their little avatar and how they spell their name.
Oh,
you know what I'm
shit.
saying? So, but it was funny as hell because it just made you so creative.
Yeah,
and
you got to pull them.
yeah.
Pull them
So in that
straight,
same
make it
regard,
happen.
like it's like I can laugh at some of those jokes, but then it's just like unfair. Like I get mad when people. I get upset when people will try to roast me on my page or some shit, like say some shit come at me, and then I look and I'm like, niggas not even following. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, yo, like. Don't think because like you saw me get roasted on the show that I won't destroy your shit, especially if we doing it through fucking Twitter fingers, nigga.
Hey,
I
look.
can articulate.
Hey, look. The worst motherfucker in the NBA right now can walk into any 24-hour fitness
Correct.
and whoop
Correct.
anybody ass.
Now, I like that analogy, and I don't like. 'Cause, nigga, I'm not the worst motherfucker.
I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm just saying.
So I've had
I'm
some
just saying.
bad.
He said,
You a
I
professional.
got bodies under my belt.
What I'm saying is you a professional at the end of the day.
I like that better. This ain't, even if you the trashiest nigga in the NBA. Matter of fact, the WNBA, the worst female basketball player in the W. Matter of fact,
dunked on
the
the
D
ball.
League WNBA, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like
Damn, the D League W.
the DWNBA.
Those some Drew League females. You know they had a female Drew League. Nigga.
It's the Rec Center.
Drew League female.
Like, what is that?
Oh, that's hilarious. Damn.
But that's it. It's like you said, it's just putting that, you got that energy for it, so that should be dope.
Yeah, it's great though. It's awesome to like see to go back home to DC area and people recognize. You know what I'm saying?
That's super
Because I joan within our, like I call it joning. We don't call it road, we call it joning. And I joan within the style of how we do it. But it's awesome to see the different styles from everyone's different city, how it comes together, and we kind of we're able to still ebb and flow with it. Because I mean, what's her name? I think her name's Super Wham. She's funny, but she's from the South. Huh?
Super Scent. That's her Instagram name.
Super Scent. What's her? But she's like a millionaire too. She sells some shit. I don't know. She's doing her thing. Cosmetic stuff. But she's funny as hell, man. She
Shout
just
out to
has.
her.
She has one of those rapid fire, like just like it's almost like
Off the dome.
Off the dome, and where it gets so funny from the build because it's not necessarily shit that's congruent with or even makes sense. It's just that she's saying shit.
Yeah.
So that's a style.
Like a female Theo Von or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Theo Von.
It's like a female Theo Von.
He just be like,
He just be talking.
Theo Von.
And it just
What the fuck?
But it's more, hers is more like, boy, if you don't get your Burger King Whopper Jr.
Like a
Whopper with no
roast,
cheese
yeah.
looking
It's
ass.
still in a roast
like
form,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's still like just going in.
What's your
okay.
what out of like with doing that? Who's your favorite two people to see like kind of roast or with each other?
To go back and forth?
Yeah.
It's interesting because I like to see Craig Smith go on anyone. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily that one person. It's just his shit's so random
It do.
that I just appreciate.
He said
like,
the corn dog shit.
Yeah, he
said
just
the
says
corn
shit.
dog
It's
shit.
so random, but I love it.
I like to see Tahir and Janae go back and forth. That shit is
Wow.
fucking
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That shit every time. I think that was one of the first ones I actually seen.
And
I
then-
was like late to it, and I kind of was like watching it one day, and it was like, that shit was funny. Like,
It's kind of sadistic, but I kind of like to see when a new nigga comes on.
because he don't know what to.
Because he don't know, and some people come from their cities thinking like they doing Twitter things.
He said
Like,
it's
man,
sadistic.
I could roast, man, I could be on there and roast anybody, and then you sit in that room. That shit is real,
Shit get
dog.
hot.
It's
The
hot.
lights start getting hot. You start
And then
sweating.
we don't know you, so you're the
hoodie.
you're the fresh meat. Like everyone has jokes on the new
niggas
motherfucker.
just-
We've almost exhausted. So I mean, we're going to a 5th season with some of the same motherfuckers. So we've exhausted a lot
look
of
at
jokes.
this new
Where you're
nigga.
gonna see some of the repeats of the shit. So it's funny when you have a new motherfucker that's in that seat and they getting brat brat ba 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 ba. They're like, whoa, this shit is real, dog.
I'm never coming back here.
Nah. And shout out to Jay Wheels, man. He was the homie in the wheelchair, passed
yeah,
away.
yeah.
And
Oh,
he
yeah.
came with
He
it.
passed away?
He passed away, dog.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like,
I don't know
yeah.
why you smiled. You got that on camera,
That's
right?
crazy.
Nigga smile. This nigga smile. Nigga's trash. Nigga smiled with glee, like all his teeth. Okay, and his tongue came out a little
I
bit.
saw it coming.
Nigga had an emoji smile. I saw your shit. And I was trying to take it to on a touching moment of the podcast. This nigga said, "Oh, he died." Like, nigga, what he owe you some shit? You better go rob him. Nah, but Jay Wills was. He was an absolute pleasure to work with. Very, very funny dude. And he definitely said, like, you know, we had to ask the disclaimer, like, yo, son's in a wheelchair, though. Like, is that off limits or whatever? They're like, nah, man. Go in, bro. Go in. Say whatever y'all want to say. And niggas were like, say less. You know what I mean? Like, Bounce went in and he could take the joke, but he could also bring that delivery back. He was roasting motherfuckers, you know, from his chair, bro. Like, you know. Like, it was just impressive. And so he was one of those people that got invited back multiple times. Yeah. And he hopped on the plane. His mom was super sweet. She was nice woman. You know, she'd come and just vibe with us. And I know they'd always have a good time being out here. But there's a few people that were invited back because they were so dope with it. You feel me?
Yeah. It was just, even I felt like it was like when I seen you at Jokes and Notes about a month ago, and you was going back and forth with Welvin. And that shit was hilarious.
Oh, like, man.
It was funny because, like I said, he be there a lot now. He wasn't at the last one, but he's been to like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And just to see how every other comic, they were kind of going back and forth with him, and someone's being a little extra with him. Like, nigga, look at this motherfucker. Like, just kind of
It's almost mean. It's almost on the, like, tiptoeing on me.
Like, bro, you just being like, this is like, you ain't even doing your set no more. You just, like, you can not do it, but... Like, when you got up there, that shit was fucking, y'all just back and forth.
Because you know what?
That could have been a whole special.
It's like, funny as shit, too, because I literally came in there, and the way my man Warren, he has his shows, he puts a lot of people on the show, so it's kind of almost, by the time you get there, you're not get to go up right there. You go up, like... 4 more, 5, 6 more people. So I've been waiting there for a minute, and again, Welvin's one of those people, too. Like, I seen him definitely, like, when I was on a BET show... I couldn't get in. He was one of the people that walked right across the red carpet because he was the hot meme at the time with the D's nuts shit and all that.
I seen him in all the celebrity basketball games.
I was like, wow, I worked so fucking hard. Nigga said D's nuts and is a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, no hate, no shade. But I saw him there. I could not fucking believe it. You know, I couldn't believe.
Front row with a whiskey.
He was waiting for your opportunity.
Nigga had a whiskey bottle.
And he was sitting there like, entertain me, nigga.
Literally.
And it was so funny. And so the comedian that went up before me was having kind of a difficult time because Welvin is also he talks back. He kind of heckles, you know. So he's like, and if you don't know how to interact with that, you're gonna find yourself like getting controlled by him, if that makes sense. So I went up, man. I was like, yo, I don't know where the fuck we are. Like, I don't know how. Like, I was like, well, how the hell? I said, how the hell did you? I was like, this nigga D's nuts him way through a portal. This motherfucker. I was like, he's like, where the fuck am I?
It just came from through the curtain.
It came through the curtain. I was like, I don't know what the 9th gate of hell is like, but I'm pretty sure this is like the 10th right here. I was like, I don't know. I was just going in.
He was even laughing. At that, like, he started laughing. Like, he was, like he was extra.
Yeah, he was cracking up because I wasn't really attacking. I was doing it so crispy, you know what I'm saying, that I wasn't just directly attacking him because the other comedian went up and said something about he said his grandma just passed and it was just like a weird. I don't know what the conversation was, but just
the other comedian was like, "Fuck your granny, nigga!" Like literally, like nigga.
It just went way too long. You know what I'm saying?
Just torture. Like, it was it was cool. Even
I want to get into. I might ask both of them. Well, I should ask all 3 of y'all. All 3 of y'all.
I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you a guest right now. You a guest right now. Top 5 comics and why?
Top 5. Oh, you gonna start with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dave Chappelle, because I believe I can remember Dave Chappelle punchlines and jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got Dave Chappelle. I got so far from me, I like Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer's funny as fuck to me. Earthquake. I've seen Earthquake live.
I started laughing because I just thought about Earthquake on stage.
Mm-hmm. That's 3 right there. Then after that, I like Joey Diaz. Yeah. Joey Diaz is one of my favorite comedians. Fucking cocksucker. Joey Diaz. And then, to be honest with you, who can be another one? Who's another one? Cat Williams. Yeah. Those are my top 5.
That's a solid 5.
That was 5. It was like 8 people.
That's my top 5 right there.
He was giving explanations in between.
Oh, that's
I had to
what
get my
I was like,
explanations.
I'm just high. Nigga, I sound like 9 names.
He's cocksucker was the name. Look, he
He
said
was like Patrice O'Neal.
All right, shooter.
Top 5.
Your favorite 5.
My favorite 5: Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, definitely Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr.
Okay.
Oh,
Bill
man,
Burr.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill Burr is hilarious.
That's
and
a good
then I'll probably go Earthquake too. I think Earthquake is underrated. I think people
He just got
From the
that
DC.
Netflix.
From DC.
He just had that special.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, but
Like,
he been around forever.
Ever.
You know, DL Hughley was this one too. I always watch his stuff. Yeah, that's my top 5.
Okay.
That's good. Man, this is very hard for me.
Well, yeah, you in the world.
Yeah, I mean, because I'll say Bill Cosby is one of them, and
Okay.
as obviously that's a harder one to sell nowadays. But honestly, Bill is one of those people that he did things that set up a career in comedy for the rest of his life. He sat down during his whole set, so it's like he can be hit by a car, be in a wheelchair, same set can exist, you know?
Yep.
He doesn't curse, so he's universal. He could be all over the place. And then he talks about himself. He doesn't just do observational. He talks about himself, which you can't steal that. No other comedians can really steal that because they're like, nah, nigga.
Carlos Mencia.
Well, other than him. But
Carlos
Actually,
Mencia on stage,
he stole
growing up a
from
black
Broady.
man.
He tried it.
He tried it. Some Bill's jokes.
yeah,
He took some Bill's
but
jokes.
it's not one of those jokes that you just take. Like you can't just
Yeah.
take his jokes without somebody being like, something's fishy here.
Yeah.
Something's Cosby over here. You know what I mean?
So, Scott,
George Carlin, man.
Yeah,
George Carlin,
he
just
was
the
a
writing in his stand up is just so clean. You know,
it's
like
dope,
it's
yeah.
it's just
He's
so
dope.
fucking clean the way he just plays with words. It's just fantastic. Dave Chappelle, obviously, and I like, and not necessarily because Dave is the comedian, but it's Dave is the activist. You feel me? Like he's one of those first comedians that's really showing you. The really intelligent comedians, people don't realize, are modern day activists. Like DL is an activist, you know,
yeah.
and people don't understand. Like people will shut off the CNN news, they'll turn off the Fox News, they won't listen to whatever they don't want to hear. Comedians are able to like trick you into listening to them,
Yeah, real
and
talk.
then enforcing a thing down your throat.
Yeah.
The whole 846 thing, people were like, "Yo, it wasn't really a stand-up special. Well, funny and all that." And I was like, "No, it absolutely was." The joke was on white America, who didn't want to pay attention to the story of Emmett Till, who had negated that, who just neglected everyone to hear about that because it's a harsh reality. Nah, he got them all in. Yeah, have your seat. Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Emmett
about
Till,
to hear
nigga.
this.
Yeah. you about to hear this? I was like, I see that joke right there. That's the joke.
And you paid.
And you
Yeah.
paid. You paid to hear about Emmett Till. Man, what a G for that.
That's good shit, though.
I say Donnell Rawlings, man. That's the mentor,
Yeah, he's
man.
funny.
That's
He's
Absolutely.
underrated as shit.
super
real talk.
underrated. But it's
Absolutely.
this is year. He got a special that Dave actually executive produces coming out. I want to say like next week. In the next couple weeks, it's coming out. And let me tell you, like prices are going up for that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's just one of those ones. Like I've been able to tour with him, and he gives me some gems, some fucking
That's
solid
dope.
advice. And I've
That's
seen
dope.
him like. I've literally gave him like a story like back in the green room one time, seeing process it. He asked me, okay, what happened? So what's this? Okay, all right, I got it. Goes on stage and does a fucking 5 minutes on that shit, you know? And you talk about a person that other comedians say they can't follow. Donnell is like one of them. Like there people literally I've seen comedians be like, you know what, Donnell's going, I'm gonna just go head home. I mean vets, like because they don't want to work that hard.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to like have to try to work so hard. And then his drive is just is incredible too. Like his drive, like he treats it like comedy's this new thing. Like he's on that team no sleep team. Like, you know, who's up, we up, gets up early, does things. So it's like I can't even be lackadaisical in my craft because like you got a vet, a motherfucker that's touring the world, does shit with Chappelle. You know, working this hard, like that the proof's in the pudding. And then I'll throw Tony Baker in there too. He's one of the only comedians that I listen to, and I feel like has a similar thought pattern in the way they interpret jokes and deliver jokes. Like I'm very animated, you know. I do voices, I do my act outs, but I do make sure the writing is there as well. Like I don't just set up for a setup. My setup's going. I'm just trying to make my setup clever. Oh, but wait, there's more. There's even an act out with it, you know. Because people will laugh at Tony's jokes sometimes just off the setup. You know, just his setup's so funny.
It's like trying to. Sometimes I felt like that just being that's how I'll write certain shit or just act it out, and it's like sometimes taking a person through the whole joke it's instead of just the funny part is the punchline. It's
Yeah.
shit all like.
Where you
be
just
funny.
you nonstop laughs,
Yeah,
man.
like-
Like when you get to that point where your premises are just funny coming out their mouth. Like I mean, one thing I'll say is like y'all ask my audience like, who has an STD in here? I just go it right there, and people laugh and fucking get uncomfortable. I'll say, oh, I see a few hands going up in the back, and that's just leveling out what I'm about to talk about next. But that's the way I got into it, you know. Because there's a lot of ways you get into it, but if you get into it funny, then the act outs are funny. It's like you got a solid ass joke.
Okay.
I wanted to ask one more. We got time? It's
We got time. I
Okay.
was gonna ask him a question.
oh shit! All right, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like-
yeah, we not done yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm making sure. I'm looking at the clock.
Tony's like, it sounds like
Oh,
you
the clock
wrapping
not
up.
even going.
That sounds like a wrap
The
up
clock
question.
literally says hi in 11:46.
Yeah, and it hasn't moved.
I don't know what time this
I'm
is.
like, I
nigga.
kept looking like, am I high? Because this shit ain't moved in like
It's
4
telling
minutes.
you you're high. right
All y'all
there.
niggas gave y'all like top 5, and it's still on the same
What kind
time.
of motherfucking clock? What
I
is this
kept
for?
looking like,
Is it upside down? Is it 9:40?
letters?
11? It's 9
Hebrew.
hours and 11 minutes since we've been here.
that's Hebrew.
And it's
nigga.
IH.
This
nigga.
is my moment now of how you felt.
What?
The first time I went on the
Oh, that's
FM
something-
Man
y'all,
podcast.
y'all over here telling production secrets and shit.
I think I broke the motherfucker. Okay, there it is. It's back to 11:46. Good. I thought it made it.
Thank God.
It's
So,
time,
Shooter.
man.
Since you co-host a podcast,
Yeah.
Cali's Finest Radio, one of the questions that I got for you pertains to this. What's one of your funniest experiences you ever had of being, doing that show, recording that show, anything, being a part of that?
There's been a lot of moments. Damn, man, that's kind of hard. I gotta think through everything because it was a lot of drunk nights.
This might be it for me now for this one.
I know we had a comedian on one time. I can't think of his name. Scruncho.
Oh yeah, big bro, man.
That was hilarious. He was in there. He was in there talking some real shit. He ended up hurting some girl's feelings because he was saying
Scruncho? Nah,
he was saying some real shit. And she was like, "What if I fall in love?" He was like, "I don't give a fuck." I'm like, God damn. He ate her up for like 15 minutes straight, bro. She left because she was crying. But that was a funny.
Hey, saying how to follow somebody, I had to follow him once.
Yeah, man.
We did a show, and he wasn't even booked. He was booked on the show for the next show, but he still just fell in for that show, and they just put him up, and I was like sitting there, and he was killing it. But I was thinking did like 30 minutes, like 35 minutes. And
Whatever
was like,
he wanted to do.
was like sliding on the stage. They was like turning lights off. Usually, the comedian get the light. They turned the light off, turned it back on. It was like, then I'm like, I wasn't like going to be like, man, I'm not gonna go up because I didn't even want to. Like they pretty much made me the closer, but I'm like, man,
It's life lessons, huh?
Yeah, and I just went up and I still out of the room. It was like 4 or 5 motherfuckers laughing and giggling.
All you
Everybody
do
else,
that.
but it was that energy he took. Like that's what he means when people don't want to follow. Like I'm gonna still do it, but I've seen and I've experienced that, and that goes
Well,
back
here's
with a lot of new niggas.
a fun,
not
easy tip for that.
experiencing shit.
Honestly, at that point, all you can do when you feel that they taking all the scraps off the stage, literally talk about how they took all the
That's
scraps
it.
off the stage. Like, what the fuck am I gonna tell y'all?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna laugh at shit. He said everything.
Everything.
He said all the things. There ain't nothing to talk
Niggas
about.
was damn near doing
What the fuck am I gonna talk about?
cartwheels,
Yeah.
man.
You just talk. You literally can just talk about their set. And then the nigga did this
Yeah.
joke. I felt like this. Just talk about your immediate experience.
Like, how did you feel about that?
Yeah.
So I just took it like, but it was like a learning, and just the shit you do low key have to learn in comedy, good and bad, of like, or just like it might feel bad because you felt like, damn, I've been killing everywhere, people been laughing their ass off, and now this the one room. And then like thought I was gonna kill it, and it's like I got like chuckles and giggles, but I didn't like get these roaring like ha-has or and it's not his fault. Like he ain't supposed to tune down or not go hard as that's what he's worked to do. Like,
I followed Kevin Hart improv not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago. I followed Kevin Hart, bro, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was literally directly after him, right? And some of the comedians I knew they were gonna come up in the lineup after that, they left. So D-Ray was like giving me props. He's like, yo, nigga, like, yo, you solid, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just is what it is. And I didn't like bomb by any means, but it wasn't I couldn't connect with them as much because they could care less who I was after they just seen Kevin Hart.
They just seen a special.
You know? So I kinda had to be like
they just was they were part of something special.
I was
like,
like, what am I? I don't know what I'm gonna tell y'all. There's nothing I can say right now that's gonna make y'all give a fuck more about me than Kevin Hart, nigga. Like
you seen him in Paper Soldiers?
I was sitting back watching the nigga like, God damn, this nigga's fantastic. Oh, I'm next. Oh shit.
Paper Soldiers was a
enjoying the
classic,
shit
wasn't
with
it?
y'all.
Like Paper Soldiers.
Yeah,
like,
man.
He started talking about his film career and shit, like. But that's what I was gonna ask too about like with hosting. I remember like I seen something that just. And that's what I was telling them. Like it's kind of like you meet people in this shit in Hollywood, and then it's like certain people meet people. I think with intentions of who they are, or just trying to be friends with them, and not. And then there's people you just meet and they cool as fuck, and then you learn shit about them after. You be like, damn, like. And I had that moment like last year. I'm sitting at home chilling on YouTube, like I always watch. And then I watch those deep dives, you know, like the just different YouTube.
The rabbit hole videos.
Yeah, just was like some dude sitting in his game chair talking about like every detail.
With the music in the background.
And like you said, where that 30 minutes go, where that hour go.
Yeah.
I fell into the rabbit hole.
Exactly. And it's just been like, and so I was watching one and they were just talking about BET. And then I seen like you were like the host of fucking 106 in Park.
Yeah.
And I seen that shit. I was sitting on my like couch like, I'm like, is that fucking Broady?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, like the last, was it the last host of 106 in Park?
One of the
like,
last, yeah, if not the last.
It was you and Carucci?
Yeah, well, so me and Carucci did a couple episodes, but, you know, the one that got popular, everyone realized that I did 106, because nobody was, like, people my age weren't really checking for 106
By
in
that
Park
time,
anymore.
yeah.
I mean, it was still a great, super blessing. Like, one of those things that I
Yeah.
felt like I manifested. I used to watch the shit as a
Yeah.
kid. Then I remember in college, I skipped classes. Me and my homies drove from Maryland to New York, like 3.5 hour drive to go to 106 in Park,
Oh,
and I was just
shit,
happy.
so-
I got to like smell Melissa Ford, you know, with
dope.
in Smell Shot. You know what I mean? She was in Smell Shot disc because I had always had a crush on her.
Yeah.
And then, but seeing it was I think it was Free and AJ. Yeah, it was Free and AJ. You know, and it was just amazing. Then to host that shit, my nigga, like to have, like to literally get an email with my bookings, my car, my where I was gonna be staying while I was gonna be taping episodes, and like,
That's dope.
and to go in through a different door and all that, and be like,
Yeah.
nigga,
Like, that's
that
VIP,
shit was,
nigga.
get my hair,
host.
get my hair cut before the shit, man, it was amazing. And so in the back room, you know, you read the scripts and all that. And I remember for the Carucci episode, we had a script, and there was a part where Blue Ivy, where they were basically doing a list of the top 6
Yeah.
things Blue Ivy was thinking while watching the VMA. So
Yeah.
if you remember, Beyonce was performing on the VMAs one year. Blue Ivy was there, just a little baby, like 2 years old, a toddler, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a run of jokes that Carucci and I would alternate the jokes. And I saw in this one joke, I was like, ooh, I'm not gonna do that one. So let's see. All right, Carucci, you do the evens, I'll do the odds, because there was like 6. So I was like, I did mine, she did hers. I did mine, hers. I did mine. Her final one was Blue Ivy's point of view, watching Beyonce at the VMAs. I woke up like this because my parents never combed my hair.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And they talked about that in the deep
Oh,
dive I was
yeah, I
watching.
remember that.
I wasn't even gonna say it, but
I
you
saw
brought it
that.
up.
Like I corrected a couple of my jokes, but I was like, I'm just not even saying
Staying
that one,
clear.
bro.
You
I'm
You set
staying
Carucci
clear.
up.
Still.
Hey, I'm not saying I set her up. I just
You know, you looked at that one and you said, I'm not going to do that one. Hey, odds, you got to
He's like,
even.
Jay,
He said it's either her or me. That's what he
Hey,
said.
man.
She got her shit already
Jay-
going.
She's already good. She's going back to Breezy's house. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back to a Breezy household because we ain't got no heat. You know, but like
Jay ain't coming for me.
we straight up though. I straight up like, you know, she did that. I leaned into it too. When she said it, I was like, oh nah, I can't. I can't. Like, acting like it was the worst thing, because I mean I realized like you can't talk about a baby's hair. Secondly, you can't talk about a black baby's hair.
Yeah, it
you
was
can't
just-
talk about Beyonce's black baby's hair. You can't talk about
Yeah.
Jay-Z's wife Beyonce's black baby hair. You
Yeah,
can't.
it just
Like,
and that's what
so
the
many
deep.
layers.
So the dive wasn't just about that, but I seen that and I wasn't gonna bring that up, but you hit it like that's crazy because the whole shit was just about BET and kind of like what they were doing at the time.
Did they
How
even say
were
my
shit.
name in that
They
shit?
did.
That's okay, 'cause that's
They-
my
they
beef
showed
with it.
that. That's why I was sitting there
When that
like,
shit happened, nigga, I was looking for I was like, yo, I'm about to blow up. Every fucking outlet that got it, they didn't say shit about me. It was all about Carucci, and then
Yeah.
I was just
This tall dude
prop,
next to-
this
yeah.
prop for her fucking TMZ. Like it was on TMZ, dog.
I'm sitting there and I'm just smoking and I'm like, and it was near the end. It's maybe like a 25 minute video. And so they're just going through the history of BET and all this
I gotta
shit.
see that. You
and
gotta
then
send me that link. I wanna
I'll
see
send
that.
it to you. And then they literally, they get there and then they were showing how it was alternating through all the actual hosts of BET or through 106 in Park. And then they were saying that's what they go. They said what might have been what many think was the final nail in the coffin.
It wasn't.
And then they say that, but this is how the
motherfucker right
YouTubers always spin it to what they go after they show that when they made the joke, and then they show that was the exact like joke, and they with the hair, and then they were like supposedly like within like 2 weeks later. Jay-Z supposedly had like a conference call with BET, and then another month later it was done. So I'm like, that's a big leap to
That's
be like
all cap. They were
yo, I
already
want this
going.
show.
They were already going dark for a couple weeks. I think because like it was holiday, or they were just like like moving shit around. Like there was a lot of higher ups. There was a lot going on in at BET at that time. Especially I think at that time they were having the merger with Viacom.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of things were
yeah.
switching up. But they used that as a fucking thing to be like, oh, that's the reason. Because what it did, honestly, it did create that buzz. Everyone's like talking about 106 in Park again, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't even know I'd been hosting for a couple weeks at that point. I've been doing, and then people all of a sudden say, "You hosting 106 in Park?" I was like, "Yeah, nigga, I've been telling people to tune in every day at 5 p.m.
That's how motherfuckers
4
be.
p.m. Central. What the fuck you think I was doing
They
for
be
my
on
health?"
TV and they gonna still miss it. Like, man,
4 p.m. Central. I even gave you
assholes, yeah.
Central, bitch.
Fuck
Oh,
come
nah,
to a show.
I saw your shit on World Star, nigga. I was like, "Is that Brody?" Yeah, it's been Brody, nigga. I was
It's
telling you
been Brody.
on the Facebook.
It's been bro. Like, nigga, but I saw that shit when I literally saw. I was like, "Is it that nigga, bro?" I like really like looked
Yeah,
at the
that's
TV.
me, nigga,
like,
that's me,
And
nigga.
they had the still picture with you standing there, Karuchi,
Yeah.
and they were like zooming in, and they were like, I was just like, that shit.
And it
But
just-
that
Oh
was just
damn!
dope.
They got you on the zoom in though. Like, when
Like
they
the
zoomed
slow,
in.
yeah.
Did you get cropped out on the zoom in?
No, I think not.
No, they didn't crop him out. The one I saw,
Most
they-
outlets I'm in there, or at least my shoulder blade.
It starts like this with you, right? It starts like this with you, and then just crop it.
It just zooms to her.
They go over to
It
her.
zooms to her.
Do the slow
Like,
joint.
how do we end with a picture of Chris Brown?
Man,
Like,
I promise you. And if you look at the timeline of this shit, then like I probably started getting acne after that. So it looks like shit went very bad for me. Like, you know what I mean? It looks like things like, oh damn, after Brody and Crucci ruined 106 in Park,
After they ruined-
nigga Brody turned to crack. You know what I'm
like,
saying? Like,
damn. Like, is that the same nigga? No, like,
because I actually
no, that
got
shit-
better opportunities after that. Then I hosted this show. They gave me my own fucking show on
On
BET
BET?
called The Experiment, which was supposed to be
I
like a
remember
Tosh .0.
I remember that show.
remember that.
Black, yeah.
That's crazy.
And they
Damn.
fucked it up because they were scared to talk about Kim K, Beyonce,
Wow.
Kanye, because they wanted them to come to the BET Awards. So they're like, we can't really
Yeah.
be harsh about them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, but these are the motherfuckers that are in the news every day.
And they
Like,
don't
how are we
even
not
come
going
to
to
the
talk about
BET
them?
Awards low key.
And then when they shot the thing, they
Right.
wanted to feel like Vine, so they did these weird jump cuts. Like, well, I can host my ass off. You know,
Yeah.
stand up's hard. Hosting is
Yeah,
very easy.
it's lightweight
because of stand up.
Yeah.
So like reading from a teleprompter at that, even it's like, come on. But what they did, I'd read through a whole line of copy, and then they would edit this shit. So I'm jump cutting around the room like I couldn't get through a fucking thought. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it looked like
It looked-
just
it
looked
looked
weird.
scattered.
It looked scattered. It looked like I
Yeah.
couldn't. And then certain jokes were just corny that I'd be like. They'd be like, Brandon, just laugh through the joke and act like it's funny. And I'm like, I'm not a
wrote this
host
shit?
trying to be a comedian. I'm a comedian hosting. Like, if it's a trash joke, like let's just write a better joke. Let's say
Yeah.
something funny. Let's not pretend, because I'm like that fucks with my integrity.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah,
I don't like. I'm not gonna play corny
Second
shit.
guess
you
your
know?
shit.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, hell
or just
no.
have your shit just lackluster, pretty much.
So there's a lot of shit with that, and then but you know what the blessing of that was that year at the Christmas party for The Experiment, I met this dude named Brian Samuels, who was like a sports agent, and he was like, "Yo, we got this new show." We were talking about sports, just cracking jokes at the Christmas party, and he was like, "Yo, we got this new show that's coming out on Nickelodeon. I think you'd be a great host for it." He's like, "I represent Gronk. Gronk is my guy, and all this. Boom, boom,
that's
boom." And so I literally went in we were communicating. He sent my reels over without me even asking. Sent my reels over to the EPs and the showrunners and all that. And they fucked with me. And then sent it over to the network. Nickelodeon fucked with me. He told me, you go in there. He's like, it's your job to lose. They're just literally going to find out who you mesh with as far as the female the host is going to be. Because already Gronk and they got you. They figured out the female. I went in there, like I saw like a lot of other comedians in LA that were at that audition. I didn't even go to the audition. I went straight to the callback.
Yeah.
You know, which was amazing.
Yeah,
and
that's
then next
super,
thing I know, now I'm on a Nickelodeon show. So it's like, you know, even though those things with the BET stuff,
It didn't stop nothing.
It didn't stop nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and that's
Of course, obviously, yeah.
But you let these YouTube niggas tell it, bro.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
the rise and fall of 106 in Park. An ancient Roman tale of bloodbath, sex, and war.
They edit like the gladiator thing.
Yeah. Just the Spartan slow.
Yeah,
With the fucking.
and
Jay-Z's
like how you
face.
said that, exactly. But that's how you said that. It's because I know you,
Yeah.
and just like we work, do shit together here and there. But it's I see how hard, and even before knowing seeing you on Roast Me or all these different shows, so. Not even knowing about the 106 in Park, you see what I'm saying? It's like,
Nigga, this is my second podcast today, and I did a dating show interview.
see exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
working.
but it's
Working.
work, bro. Like,
Real work.
when I saw that 54-minute drive, I was hoping you say, "Hey, man, we can just do this next week," but I was hoping you'd say that shit, so I didn't have to say it. But then when you didn't say it, you're like, nah, it's straight when you come. I was like, well, guess I'm still going down there and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, just whenever you get here.
I'll be on my way.
Guess I'm on my
That
way.
shit said 54 minutes. I was like,
Nigga, I be
God.
coming to work down here from it's just hour 51.
I was trying to find another excuse.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe do I need anything from Long Beach at this hour? Do I need anything? Do I need a bag or something?
Start looking for relatives that live in Long Beach and
anything,
shit.
you know?
I need to visit.
I ain't seen Auntie in a
We
minute.
walk down Pine. It was like a stroller down.
I need to kill time at this point. Is there a TJ Maxx in the area? I need some dishes and pants,
Man, that's all.
some silverware and socks. You know what I'm saying?
A comforter and a belt.
Silverware and socks.
I feel like a comforter
You
and
get
a
that at
belt.
TJ Maxx to TJ. You get
Ross.
everything you need. Yeah, Raw same day. You get gummy bears and a jacket. All that.
Hey,
shit.
Ross
What?
get you with the candy on the way out.
Yeah.
Right, they get you.
Hell yeah.
Like, well, hell, I've been here so long, I'm hungry as shit. And
Hell yeah.
Then they
Should've
got
done
their
dropped.
they got their brands you ain't never fucking heard of, dude.
That's what I'm
Holy Fields
Holy Field.
gummy bears. What the fuck? Is this Evander shit? All the ears bitten off.
All the ears.
They already pre nibbled off. Evander Holyfield's gummy bears.
That'd be an ear.
Yeah, it's just a little ear
that's
that's the gummy
nibbled
bear.
on.
Oh no, Mike Tyson just put out some edibles that are like that. Y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, so I need to holler at Evander then, nigga. We need to make these
like we need to make a
Holyfields
comeback.
edibles.
Holy Field.
They probably splitting the check on that one.
I wouldn't be
Yeah, you right.
surprised.
Some
yo.
way.
They cool
They
now.
right. I mean, Mike Tyson does have part of a piece of Evander, so you know what I'm saying.
Did he
Yeah, forever.
digest it or did he spit it out? Did he swallow it? Like
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I
Googled
saw
that
a
already.
big chunk taken out, and I didn't see all of it come back out. You know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
seen blood
I think he
spit
saved the
out.
earlobe for
He
him.
like spit blood back out. He spit meat out.
Mike said, "I'm gonna cake this earlobe though."
He just spit the gristle out.
Yeah, the gristle.
But he bit him twice. Everybody forget that he bit him twice.
Because he bit it and then he bit it again and snapped
No, he bit it. He's like, "Damn, that shit's fire."
Nah, he
That's
bit
why
it.
he been doing them
The
Taco
ref
Bell
came and broke
commercials.
him up, told him like, nah, stop doing that shit, don't do it no more. And then he went back and he did it
He
again.
was throwing them elbows though. Like that's what I used
Evander
to.
was?
I remember
love-
as a kid
I watched
watching that
boxing,
fight.
but-
and that's what he was known for. He really was known for. He was a. I don't want to say he was a dirty fighter, but he did do that a lot, elbows and headbutts.
Yeah.
And because he was a smaller fighter that moved up to the head, so he had like little tricks. And it was kind of proven later that he was on steroids and all kind of shit because he was a smaller dude that moved up to heavyweight. But he had hands, of course. But when you fighting niggas that's naturally 230, like 250, and you like came up from like 175, 180, and of course you're gonna be kind of elbowing and like kind of leading with your, and you got a big ass dome and that. So, like,
Yeah.
that's all. So that's. I think Mike just was already getting frustrated, getting popped with the hands here and there, and he couldn't really. He was going for them knockouts and couldn't hit them, and then like fuck it, that ear looked right.
I like that commercial that had them reconnecting again. You know what I'm saying? That
I'm
shit's
sorry.
hilarious. Yeah, I love that. Man. I love that.
That was comedy. That's classic.
That's great, man.
Mike just when he got brand new though, like as far in a good way. Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
but,
you got
but Mike was doing good, man. Like I mean, like Mike, his career, like bro did DMT, like changed, like got like super woke on some like the DMT trip and
Yeah.
the universe. Fucking got
Got
the,
a farm,
the Mike,
weed
got the
farm.
Mike Tyson mysteries, nigga. Like
All
his
that shit,
sidekick is a pigeon, bro. Like, and people watching on Cartoon Network.
He
If
still
y'all-
collect pigeons. Y'all seen that shit?
Yeah,
you do.
That motherfucker got pigeons like a
It's
motherfucker.
wild, yo.
Nigga used to collect tigers and shit.
Yeah.
It's a
And
multi-million-dollar
and
house. And he
Rolls
got
Royces.
pigeons in that
This
motherfucker.
nigga used to collect Rolls Royces and tigers, nigga, and models. now he collects just pigeons and just enjoys life.
Yeah, we
Smokes
have-
big weed.
I want everybody to go around the room, tell everybody what you got coming up. Let's start with Punch.
Oh, yes, sir. Got the FMAP podcast coming out every Tuesday. Make sure y'all tap into that. Coming out of Innovative Culture Studios. Make sure you follow the podcast at the FMAP podcast. Follow your boy at I am DJ Punch. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. The whole Shabam Boo, baby.
Shooter.
Respect the shooter. You know, we here every Friday on Cali's Finest. Look us up on Instagram at Cali's Finest, CALIS Finest Radio. Look for us. I ain't got shit coming up. Well, I gotta go to Atlanta to film something, but that's it.
Okay.
That's right.
It's nice. So I got. If you're in the LA area, I have a show coming up next Thursday at the Comedy Store. Crack 'em Up Thursdays, Belly Room, and then if you're in Charlotte, I'll be there in May with King Batch. So that's gonna be a cool situation. And I'll be headlining on Father's Day at the Arlington Draft House in the DMV. So all my DMV people pull up to that. It's at Broady the Joker, BROADY the Joker, BROADY the Joker. I'll post everything you need.
Okay. Tony.
So this Sunday I'll be at the Comedy Chateau That's around, I believe, like 7:30. You can check my website and check the page. It's like all the info on there. Comedy Chateau this Sunday. Tuesday, I'll be at the Thai Angel with Mario. Mario's hosting, Mario Caballero. And that's on Western and Beverly. Wednesday, I'll be at the homie Mark Boyd, his pastrami comedy on Adams. Pretty much like Adams and Crenshaw at Johnny's Pastrami. So this whole week is like little shit. Probably a Sunset, the rooftop on Monday.
Work.
So
son.
yeah, so like you pull up. Find me at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS.
And Tony Graham's comedy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got a backup page like one of them
That's because
Instagram hosts.
I had to make.
Like you had thought. Like,
Hey,
sorry, got
you a
deleted
thought.
at. Sorry,
Hey,
got deleted at 300.
I
Got deleted at 20 niggas.
I called Charleston White a bitch ass nigga, and in a grind face comment, and they instantly took my page down for 3 months. That was the same day. That was November when you, the first day when you were supposed to come. And that's why I had to make another page. I was like, I gotta hit this nigga because I was like, and he was like,
I was starting to think it was a scam. I was like, this nigga's looking.
He
trying to hack my page.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you want to make some big money that's legit? I'm like, oh,
you got
fuck.
$30.
I'm gonna put you up on this Bitcoin.
Yeah, right, my nigga. What's your Cash App? Send me your Cash App. I'll send you 500 back. I swear.
So now it's just like that's why when I seen you at that was what he asked me when I seen him at the Janae show. He was like, hey, like you got a new page? Like I was making sure, like
yeah, bro. I gotta make sure because sometimes niggas be in a messy situationship with their lady. You know what I'm saying? They'll make a fake page, start getting intel. You know what I'm saying?
Intel.
Start getting intel.
Yeah.
I seen it.
And I appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Definitely a good time.
Yeah.
This is episode 38 of Innovative Comedy Podcast. We available on all streaming platforms. Everywhere you listen to your podcast, you get the visual on YouTube. Make sure you go to our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Go ahead and subscribe to our email list while you're there. Make sure you follow our Instagram at innovative.culture. And if you want to be on the podcast, you got a story to tell, anything like that, we got plenty of them here for you. Make sure you check out the FMAD podcast with me and my boy DJ Punch. That's weekly. And we got plenty of other shit coming your way. And we will see y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Innovative.
Let's go.
Innovative.